Last time on the Mystery Wrestling Review.
Well, I mean, to be fair, last time it was a whole different dynamic duo because it was me and Benny that covered Mystery Wrestling 19.
That's
like,
true, but
Yeah.
I just wanted to give us, because we have to stick in the theme every time something happens on Mystery Wrestling, folks. We have to at least call it out. Thank you so much for joining us here on the BC Wrestle Pod tonight on Thursday, December 4th. We are talking today about our favorite Fed, or at least mine, the Mystery Wrestling number 20. It is myself, Junior Benito Flakes JVL, and I am here with my wonderful and amazing old friend, Mikey, who is basically helping me out tech-wise, but also has insight on Mystery Wrestling that no one else does, because you've been here all the time. Mikey, thanks for being here.
Absolutely. I'm super happy to be here. I have fallen in love more and more with Mystery Wrestling, and I'm happy to be on this journey with you.
This has been a wild one, but as we said, we've reached 20 Mystery Wrestlings. This has been going on for over a year now. They've done more than a year of shows, and we get our first ever recap at the beginning of last week's, the 19. And I was thinking as I was watching this, like, if I had time and drive and everything else, I would have begged for footage from last week's one, and then I would have made a last week's thing, but I didn't get around to it because that would take effort. And I don't give that here. But just for everyone up top here, before we jump into the Mystery Wrestling review, I'd like to remind everybody that we are so happy to have you here. We enjoy sharing our passion for wrestling with all of you. We love that you join us to talk about all the different feds, all the different things that happen here, and try to be in a positive way in the comments about what we like about wrestling and why it brings us together. In that spirit of that, in the chat for a while or in the comments you'll see, we'll have links if you want to, buy us a cup of coffee, buy us some coffee, throw a little money our way because it is expensive to pick up these things, get these different pay-per-views we do for different feds, all the other things we have to end up buying for ourselves in order to bring you all this information. Now, that being said, Mr. Wrestling is Patreon, and it's pretty reasonable, so this one's the easy one. But if you'd like to drop us a little money, especially this time of year, it's a giving time of year, we really would appreciate it. It goes to help Mikey survive. Mikey is the heart and soul of this business, and we want him to eat. He's a hungry boy. But
Thanks.
Well,
No,
we also want Mikey to sleep
real.
too. Yeah.
But for real.
And if you feel like you want to give us more, but maybe don't want to buy coffee or anything else, you can also go to our merch store. And you can go ahead and look at all the different merch we have for all of our different shows. I actually have a Mystery Wrestling BC WrestlePod shirt on the way. That is going to be my gift to myself for tomorrow, because tomorrow is my birthday. So we're going to get that here and everything else. But then you can pick up something from the AEW review, our WWE guys, our Progress Wrestling, and our new, I think we have 2 new shirts, right? The Squatch match, and there's something else, right, Mikey? I'm forgetting one.
So the Squatch match was actually a limited one for the month of October, but fear not. I may bring it back just in case anybody wants it. But more importantly, we have our holiday shirt that is out for the month of December. I forgot what the art style is called, but anybody who has seen like those traditional like Christmas artists, like I think it's Sam Rockwell, I think something like that.
There's Norman Rockwell, and there's also the guy who I've forgotten now who did the original Coca-Cola Santa. But those are the 2 ones that we definitely have in that.
The Coca-Cola Santa one, I believe, is the one that leans toward it. So the design is like in that style, but it's a bunch of luchadors around a Thanksgiving and Christmas dinner. It is ridiculous, and I loved it. It was fun designing it.
A bunch of masked men eating meat. Gotta love it.
Giggity.
Well, we appreciate you either way. If you can support us, that's great. We would love to keep doing this for you and bring you all of our fun, wonderful kind of reactions to things. Maybe we can pay the professor back enough to come back on the program. Who knows? It's really kind of not a romance, but a ransom at this point to get him off of his wonderful directing couch at this point. Mikey knows what I'm talking about. But that being said, thank you all for joining us for that. That's the kind of like merch stuff out of the way. Check out our comments for that. Drop us down if you've bought any of our merch to let us know if you've done anything else. We'd love to know where you found us too. How did you get here? Especially for Mystery Wrestling. This is a passion project, I'm telling you. On top of that, if you haven't seen Mystery Wrestling, why haven't you? Go see it. It's pretty easy. Go join their Patreon. You can get all their stuff. Or just contact one of us. I'm pretty sure we can get to the VOD link. But otherwise, if you don't know, Mystery Wrestling is based in Gatineau, Quebec. They are run by Evil Uno, who spends tons of money on a show. He doesn't know what is going to happen. It's all a mystery, per se, although they've been losing that kind of for a little bit there. but it's based around comedy wrestling. And now, as we've all been experiencing, there's a faction building within Mystery Wrestling of no nonsense. All wrestling, no comedy. And they have been running roughshod over this entire company, including beating up Evil Uno last week, which is referred to on commentary. But as I said, Mikey, we jump in, we get a recap of Mystery Wrestling 19, seeing Evil Uno take bad bumps multiple times. We then get the intro, as we kind of set up for what we're usually used to. We also get a little recap of the fact that London Lightning got fired from his job as a cop. Believe me, this comes back to haunt us later.
For real. Like, first of all, let's talk about this like commentary team for the evening, right?
Oh, so, BMD, yeah. Evil Uno and BMD, who's been working with Tabernacle de Team for the last couple of matches. You know what? I was worried that BMD would be more like John Silver, where he wouldn't kind of like know what to do, or he'd just sit there and be Uno's friend. And no, he was great. He was wonderful. He was a great color man. I don't know. Did you feel the same way?
I really did. And again, I feel like because Mystery Wrestling 19, we also had one of the BMD guys as well be a part of it. I was just like, you know what? They're all doing pretty good on commentary. So I was just like, I get you. I love this. And I thought they did really, really good. I thought he did really, really good playing, the second commentator to Evil Uno. It was a fun time.
He wasn't a straight man, but he wasn't trying to be funny. So it really worked that he would throw things out there that could work. And when he knew things about certain wrestlers, it was perfect. And Uno didn't have to work as hard to kind of carry the energy. So well done on this one. Big applause, big applause. So, Mikey, you are a longtime watcher of this. What's usually the first match we have in Mystery Wrestling every time?
Usually, for the last couple of episodes we decided to review on this channel, we would get our Druids match. Spoiler alert, that is not the case.
It is not the case. Usually it's a Druids match, 4-way match, where each participant is revealed in the ring, covered in a Druid robe. We had 4 people in the ring, Mikey. One of them had flame shoes. I thought this was going to be someone really cool, but he's pretty short. 2 people in the middle that were kind of like hanging over, and we had a final person at the end. And as they were about to go, the second Druid beats up the first Druid without taking off his stuff. And then we have a couple more people being beat up, and the reveal becomes the 2 middle Druids were London Lightning and Storm Rider, are erstwhile wrestlers from last week who had come to save the day, to save Evil Uno from a beating from no nonsense, even though London Lightning lost the Loser Leaves Town match against Cecil Nix months ago. 6 months ago, actually, which was brought up later. But it's been 6 months since he lost that match. It's crazy.
It's wild.
This threw me, Mikey. Like, I was genuinely upset. I'm like, what? No, I want my Druid. But I was excited because we have storylines in Mystery Wrestling all of a sudden, which never happens.
It's crazy. I was like, I don't know what happened. I don't want to be that person, right? But because I watch a lot of wrestling, certain things start to come over. So there is a new online platform to watch wrestling called Hooked on Wrestling. And so it's including Progress and Defy. And then because again, I watch Progress, so shameless plug, tune into that review in an hour.
Mikey's pulling double duty tonight. It's crazy.
I really am pulling double duty, but thank goodness that this is the final Progress show of the year, and I'll have the next one isn't until the beginning of January, where we do unboxing, which is hilarious. Anywho,
fun.
But as I was watching Progress and they were doing the commercial, I saw that Mystery Wrestling is now on that. I was like, excuse me? I was like, did we get money? Did we get budget? Like, what's T, Uno? What's T?
I don't know. Like, there's been they've grown. There were 12,000 people in this, in the Gatineau Dome this week. Like, it was crazy. I mean, how they fit so many in there. Obviously, with our special guest tonight, we know why, but it was a lot of more people there. So they're on that there. They've got room to build a budget for one storyline that's running throughout this entire Fed. Just one, but not really, but kind of. London Lightning and Storm Rider reveal themselves. Storm Rider with his extremely luscious mullet, and London Lightning with the weedilessy of mustaches. So wonderful. They kick everyone else out. They address Uno. They say, London's saying he shouldn't be here. He's not allowed to be here. And he doesn't like Mystery Wrestling. Which, twist, I mean, you saved Evil Uno. What's going on here? And it takes his brother to tell him, you're a bad person. You're wrong. You need to tell us why you're lying. What do you mean? And London lists out things that he loves, like a beer at 5 a.m., a little bit there, but he goes through all these things and he finally says, I don't like mystery wrestling. I love mystery wrestling. And he offers to work for free, which Uno loved on commentary, volunteer his time, if he can get a tag team match tonight against No Nonsense, him and his brother. Mikey, how do we feel about actual storylines being built in this ostensibly comedic wrestling group and dramatic things being brought in here where there's still like a working of some things in it, but it's really focused on storytelling like we've seen in the other feds?
So the best way for me to put it, I feel like it's a natural progression. Yes, and I've said this before, my first introduction to mystery wrestling, of course, is all the social media clips of them being absolutely ridiculous. When All Ego Ethan Page was on commentary, and that was a wild time. Watching Nyla Rose, like, quote unquote, like, but so, other than the quotes from Mean Girls, do the wiener roll is forever in my Rolodex of quotes in my brain. So I was like, Nyla Rose is fantastic. But then as we started to actually review it, I was like, oh yeah, this is still some silly matches. And then I was just like, what was it? Like last show, I was just like, you have Gabby Forza, Bear, Butcher, and the Progress Atlas champion Will Cruz defending it. I was just like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, no,
I was like,
everywhere.
Oh, okay. So it's like a weird natural progression. Like it's still comedy, it's still funny, but now we're starting to layer this a little bit more. I'm like, oh, I'm kind of excited to see where we go in 2026 here in mystery wrestling.
I honestly love the fact they're rewarding people that have watched for as long as they have now with a growth. Is what I think. Like we had the whole thing where London Lightning refers to the fact that he works with a freaking dead guy in the back, and Uno goes, "I didn't know we could hire the Undertaker," because obviously Jason Exile is alive. And when they said that, the crowd starts chanting, "He's alive! He's alive!" Because they know Jason Exile. They know these characters that have come back week to week. It's now a stable of like intermediary wrestlers that come in once a month or everything else where they're not there all the time, but they're regulars. And I feel like we're getting to the point where there's going to be this like core of people that are the main characters of the show. And I'm loving that idea. I just hope it sticks, you know?
It's definitely one of those things where I still love that at the heart of mystery wrestling, it is, the funny and makes me laugh and, the absurdity of it all from time to time. Like, we still got that here, but then you are starting to see like, oh, there's a lot of untapped talent that's out here in the independents in a different country that I'm starting to fall in love with. And we're going to talk about a few of them as we go through, because I was just like, whether you have me laughing with catchphrases on your t-shirts, whether you are actually be like a repeat, because I was like, I feel like this is the third or fourth time I've seen you since we started these reviews, and I want to see more of you.
Yes.
But now, yeah, we actually have storyline development. So I'm like, oh, Evil Uno, I know that we're always saying that we're running out of money, but I was like, apparently you hired some sort of writing team, because I was like, oh.
He's allowing it to grow and gestate. I also did love the Dave Bautista reference, where London Lightning half-assed goes, "Give me what I want! Give me what I want!"
I was laughing so hard.
So Uno reinstates them for a night. If they do well, he keeps saying he might hire them back. Who knows? We'll see at the end of the show, because that is our main event. That, while they don't want to announce it, it is the main event that is made up there. So we didn't get a Druid match. Uno and BMD are thrown off because they don't know how, is this now match 1 that's coming up? They're arguing about whether it's match 1 or match 2. They can't figure things out. But we have, oh, Mikey, I didn't know what to expect with this.
Well, let's let the picture speak for itself before we dive deep into it.
Oh, God. I love that the ridge is down, too, on his head. We had the classic Michel Plante coming in to wrestle, and I love his outfit, which is satin pink with corduroy brown. With the ones, he's he's an up-and-coming wrestler on the independent scene in the Montreal area, and he came in ostensibly to have a one-on-one match, as they said the Voice told him. And then we get our first video package of Mystery Wrestling, and it's not like London Lightning or anything else.
I was thrown off. I was like, "Oh, we're getting backstage interviews." I was like, "Get it, Mystery Wrestling, get that money."
So we have Andrea interviewing Sasquatch, and God love him, Sasquatch just grunts and grumbles at her, and she understands what he's saying. We get told that Sasquatch is, she's trying to talk him up, like, you don't need to be other people, because he's been, Kevin Nash Squatch and, a couple other different wrestlers the last couple of months. Be yourself, you're fine. And he comes out and says that he wants to be a boxer. He's been training to be a boxer, and enters to the 8-bit Rocky theme, which Uno is complaining about, like, did I pay for this? Can I have these rights? Will this be taken? Because he honestly doesn't know. With his, like, Jobber Joe as his manager, like, Mikey, they put a boxing match, and I'm sitting here going, I'm having flashbacks to the Brawl for All, and I don't know if that's a good thing when this started.
So, like, here's the thing, right? Because when we were told this was going to be a boxing match, right? This was an option where we were actually going to get fisticuffs boxing. But I was just like, okay, I know we're still far away from it. But when I heard boxing match, I was thinking it's like, oh, we're actually going to get boxes, like cardboard boxes, and they're going to fight with them as weapons. But I was like, it's not Boxing Day yet. But hey, you know what? There's no December show, so why not? But no, this was truly fisticuffs boxing. And I was just confused. And I was just like, oh. And then when it was going, I was like, oh, okay.
It made sense afterwards. They said the fact that it's 9 3-minute rounds. I'm like, are they going to go the full 27 minutes with this? And they put boxing gloves on Michelle Plount. They announced them like they would at a boxing match. Andrea is the ring girl. And they get classic Michelle Plount versus the Ice Machine, Sasquatch, which I love to death, with Entourage. Mikey, as this started, I knew it would be funny. I didn't think it would be Michelle Plount barely tapping him on the jaw and this guy in the Sasquatch costume selling like a Three Stooges routine where he's getting the literal crap kicked out of him.
This was the Three Stooges skit at this point. Like, so I showed a friend of mine like part of this, right? Yeah. And he's a man of a certain age, right? This is not my friend Uriel. This is another friend who doesn't watch any type of wrestling. But when I showed him like 30 seconds of this, he immediately started laughing. He was like, "What is this? Am I watching a modern day Three Stooges skit?" I'm like, "Yeah, pretty much."
My partner who doesn't watch wrestling walked in while I was watching this and goes, "Oh, this is the fun match that you want to show Mo later." I'm like, "Yes, that's what I want to do." Just like the Pool Noodle death match. This was so well put together. And then you had bits where Michelle felt bad for him, so was trying to teach him how to fight, because on commentary they pop up and go, well, it looks like his entourage hasn't really focused on defense. It's all about one punch down. So obviously I don't know what he's thinking here, because he's getting rocked.
Punch! I was waiting for a One Punch Man reference, and I was like, they would get copyrighted so hard.
Yes, they would. But they went 3 rounds. The amount of just trying to build him up. Michelle's sitting there going like, why am I doing this? Trying to like make him go through stuff. He's bending over and getting hit on the head and falling. It's if you want to see an amazing bit of clown work, this is so fun to watch how these two put this together. But Mikey, we end up, like most boxing matches do, after Evil Uno is complaining about the fact, like, did I hire judges for this? I don't remember. Are we on this? Is on points? I don't know how we're doing this. Sasquatch ends up having the ref turned around and low blows Michelle Plount and then taps him on the head to pin him.
I was just like, okay. I was like, all right. I'm just like, oh, this is gonna. I could not.
This shouldn't work. This concept shouldn't work, and yet it was brilliantly crafted. And when you have a person that's so invested, like Michelle Plount sold. He was like, I'm in there. I get this. I am the straight man in this, the fish out of water, that doesn't get why this is happening. And I'm really not trying to hurt him because I don't know what's going on. And I'm winning. Why am I winning? You just watch it go across there. And then we get the turn at the end and the celebration. And the Sasquatch tries to like freeze frame in the air, but falls down. It's so... Take a second. Just look at the clips of this. This is just amazing. I can't say this enough. Thank you for for being brave enough, Uno, to put this on your card. It's so bad. And
It really was, but it was bad and it was good. It was so bad, it was good.
So good. But we move straight from there into our next match, which they're still arguing, but I think it's match 2. We have the Wonder Boys, Dylan Donovan, Double D, and Jan Pike, which I loved the fact, and I agree with Uno on commentary. It's great when they wear their names on their butts because you at least know who's who. So much nicer. Versus Tabernac the Team, TDT, and sans BMD, sans their guitarist who's out because Brian Powers is in Australia at this point, I think on a honeymoon or something like that, so he's not around. I've never seen TDT work as a tag team for a while. They've always been in their tables matches or their doors matches or anything else. This was hard hitting, Mikey. This was really well put together.
I was pleasantly surprised with this one, right?
Yeah. I loved the psychology of the fact that Donovan didn't take off his glasses and at some point they got transferred over to Jan and commentary didn't pick up on it and then they were confused. They were like, what's going on with these two? And this was the beginning of the night where too many people were trying to do high-flying moves.
I couldn't. I was just like, this is not the venue for it. This is not it. I don't want people to get hurt. But low-key, I was just like, do it.
Do it. And you could see them, like, TDT was, like, hulking up. They were taking off their shirts and getting serious. We had one of them get, like, busted open really early in the match, like, the hard way. And then we get the spot of the match, which was both competitors were not facing forward. They should have been. And the Wonder Boys proceed to punch them once and hump them 10 times in the face until they got powerbombed. You can't. This is what we're getting.
No, it's just like, this is kinky. I was like, oh no.
It's where you can get away with it, and it paid off because they had been working so hard with each other for a lot of the near misses, a lot of the reversals they'd been doing. The team psychology was great with the power of TDT really running the Wonder Boys down, and we get a TDT win with no doors, with no shenanigans. They beat the crap out of them. I was incredibly surprised.
I was too. I was just like, listen, these boys, like the flannels, like I love the whole aesthetic from just like, hey, but you're absolutely right. I was like, oh, okay. So normally I'm used to seeing them with doors or weaponry and things like that. I was like, no, this was a straight up tag match. I was like, oh, there's more to them than just a gimmick. Okay, I'm here for it.
And they're regulars. I think this is a building of like, here is our house tag team that will be taking people on and not just in death matches every time. This could be fun, and there's places for them to go. So I'm really excited to see what TDT keeps going with this, if they're going to hang around longer, because they've been touring all over Canada. And the Wonder Boys, what a debut. Like, seriously, I want to see more of them. It's so much fun.
So many good, like, Canadian tag teams that Mystery Wrestling has introduced me to over the last couple shows we've been reviewing officially here. Like, these two, Fresh Kicks. Like,
Kicks. Oh.
They're
Love
so
Fresh
good.
Kicks.
I was just like, are we actually about to see like a full on like actual steady tag team division? Because I'm here for it.
Oh, we definitely should at some point, but don't get me started, Mikey. The comedy keeps coming because we jump to our match 3. It's a one-on-one match, and one of our favorite wrestlers here, Cecil Nix, comes out and is told, Cecil, there is no stipulation on this match. There is no hijinks in this match. It's a straight one-on-one match. You do not have to worry about this. No one's going to die. No one's being forced to die. No one's going to have to leave town. He's fighting a serial killer who's on a day pass. This is the prisoner Victon, who jumps out dressed like Vader. Man is enormous, mountain of a man. They bring him out with 2 police officers, and Uno keeps saying, he's on a day pass. We only get him today, and he's got to go right back. And they take a while to unchain him. Cecil's freaking out. I would love to see at some point, if we have a match like this, Victon take on Cruel, because I feel like this would be a fun meat match to see at some point.
100%.
But Mikey, did you expect what we got after they released the prisoner?
This is so stupid, but like in the best possible.
Victon gets in the ring.
And he's like, I'm out, dip, bye.
He runs. And I'm like, of course he would. He's on a day pass as a prisoner. The logic of the thing is funny. He runs out the back door. Security does nothing to stop him. And the police chase him out. That's the last we hear of him.
By default, Cecil wins. I was like, oh, okay.
I was a little sad they didn't count out Victon. They just made it officially won. But still, light wrestling night for Cecil. He's just like, okay, I'm done. After he was cowering in the corner, he gets an easy win because the prisoner does what he's supposed to do. When you make somebody in wrestling a job, they have to follow the logic of that job. Why would a convicted felon wrestle for a while and go back to the back when he's out near a door that he can get out of?
Dip.
So good. So Cecil Nix wins. Mikey, this was just, I was already in like a good mood. We're setting up here. We're doing well. And it's moving quickly. We then get, and now I'm going to say this. I loved this match. This match was wonderful. These were great wrestlers. Uno, I'm not letting you off the hook because I like your stuff. You're as bad as AEW. You're definitely as bad as the Fed on this. One women's match on your entire card. There are so many great women on the independent scene that need that platform, that can do comedy as well as do other things. No, I've seen 2 women's matches before on your card, and that's still pretty low. What happened here? We need more women.
Yeah, Uno, I love you, but like one women's match on the entire card is unacceptable, in the words of like Adventure Time. I'm just like, no, and yeah, because I love this match. It really did, but I need more women.
I want to see Kingsley more because we had the sweetest pea, Kristara, and the brilliant artist from Australia, Kingsley, who sings her own theme song on the way in and knows how to sell herself, gets you to say her name multiple times. You will not forget Kingsley. Damn, she talks a lot during a match, though. Like, I get it. She's working that crowd from every angle, and she's coming in hard on her Canadian excursion. Mikey, I mean, the 619, where she calls it out to do it. The fact that she's dancing around making people call her name, and all Kristara wants to do is be her backup dancer.
It's so good.
I mean, talk to me through this. You've seen enough women's matches. Talk to me about the technicality in this too, because these two had great chemistry in the ring. They were doing really, really well.
The funny thing is that when it comes to all this different stuff we normally see in Mystery Wrestling, the women's wrestling is, for better or less term, like actually taken seriously. Like, yeah, I was like, they have funny character moments and funny comedy spots, but like for the most part, it's actually good and fantastic women's wrestling. And I'm like,
they always have good ring psychology, even if it's like, big versus little or speed versus power. They know how to work that there, and they trust their women to do great matches. But I want to see more of both of these women. This was so good. I only had one issue.
I think I know where we're going, but go for it.
Do you? I don't know what you think it is. What do you think it is?
Well, I have my issue with it because I felt like I blinked it was over. I was like, huh?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was like, what?
Yeah. No, I was going to say the call at the end, because Kristara's finisher is the Shining Wizard. And he called it the Shiniest Wizard. And Mr. Uno, Nixon Newell would like to have a little chat with you about that, because I feel like that's already been set up as Nixon Newell's finisher. That's not the Shiniest Wizard. It's a Shining Wizard, but do better, Uno. Do better.
Yeah. Uno, I love you, but like, sir, get it together.
Mikey's laughing, not because he's laughing because of what's coming up next. Because of match 5. Oh my god. By the way, Kristara ended up winning, which is also great for this. We want Kristara to win this.
Very, very important to point out. But
it is. Kingsley takes the loss, but also puts Kristara over. Very well done. But we move on to a 6-man tag team match, which was set up between the Mystery Wrestling security team and Serge and what is his name? I have it right here. Oh, Bray. Serge and Bray and Cool Ref, the refs. This is the only time the Mystery Wrestling refs have gotten a good chant, and they've gotten cheered because of Cool Ref, who is definitely not Razor Ramon.
For reals. I'm just sitting here and I was just like, dang, I didn't know y'all got beef like that. I was like, apparently there was enough beef that we warranted this match. But honestly,
well, no, there wasn't beef between these guys. Mystery Wrestling Security Team came out with their own security team, Mystery Wrestling Security, which didn't do anything to bring Santa to help them.
No, that did not. But it was hilarious to watch.
They came out saying they were not getting any respect, especially after last week where they got the crap kicked out of them by No Nonsense again. And they wanted to take on the best that Mystery Wrestling had to have as a trio, show what they're made of. And the refs come out. Oh my God, Mikey, where do I start with this? And then they call it out. They have refs in the match. Who's going to referee this match? They call in Santa Claus.
This was wild.
And they called it a Miracle on 34th Street fight. Oh, it's good for the holidays. You had to get, because they're not coming next month. We had to see our Santa, but my God. And he would not ho, ho, ho. The crowd was hoeing at him and he couldn't do it. Whoever they got to play Santa was just not a good Santa at all. I feel like Philly fans would throw batteries at him at some point just because. Oof, Mikey. I know. But Mikey.
Yes.
Mikey.
Yes, JVL.
Are you sad that no one sat on Santa's knee during this?
I'm disappointed. 0 out of 10 stars.
Oh my God. This was the hardest hitting match of the night, per se. Cool Ref and Hooter were going at each other as hard as possible. Everyone else was flying around the ring. We had Bray doing the Ref Destroyer for the second month in a row. How he pulled that off. He did it on Cecil Next last time. We had a referee destroyer on that part. We had Bray doing a plancha, little guy Bray out there, and there were a couple of times where they couldn't do planchas out because they kept stopping them because they didn't want anyone to get hurt. But honestly, the thing that got me the best, I was waiting for this most of the match. It was complete chaos, things going everywhere. The double door spot was hysterical. We had to get more security in to beat up the refs. And they take Cool Ref out on, like, they knock him out and drag him backstage. Of course it's loaded. Where were the rest of the refs there? We have more refs backstage.
How dare they? How dare they?
So, the Bray plancha was amazing. The Surge double axe handle where he comes running at the ropes, steps through, and then double axe handles off the ring apron because he doesn't want to hurt. It's so bad. Mikey, this was just the palate cleanser I needed. It was just fun. It was fun to watch. It was fun to play with. Yes, there was some sloppy stuff. Some of the wrestling didn't work. There were some places where it needed to be. There was a Santa stunner in the middle of nowhere because they got pushed around by security.
Santa stunner for the win. Like, honestly, I was just like, okay. But no, I agree with you that this was definitely a palate cleanser. And I was like, okay, this is what I'm used to with Mystery Wrestling. I was like, and we're back to form. And I loved it. And
of course, the security team still gets no respect. The referees end up winning and counting their own pins, which was perfect.
Fantastic. Like, no notes all the way around.
Oh, well, Mikey, that was the first half. We got to intermission. We didn't have a video this time of intermission. We had a couple of things going on. But in general, you know, I always love the intermission because that's when people get on Twitch and they talk to Uno and you can get on the thing for like 20 minutes and drop a comment in. Didn't do it this month, but every month I've done it so far, I've had at least one comment read. So we're hoping we can keep this going at some point. Maybe Uno will actually recognize us, Senpai. Please, recognize us.
Senpai, notice us.
Okay. So, Mikey, did you think that's it? We're done? It's just going to be straight wrestling from now on? That's all it's going to be?
I was like, After that, and I'm like looking, to be fair, then I looked at how much time we actually had left. I was just like, oh, we still got like a good 45 minutes to an hour. I was like, here we go. Like, second half. Let's see what we getting.
I had no idea who they were going to put up next. I felt like it wasn't going to be anything that you could even imagine. And we got our Druid match that we were going to get at the beginning of the show. We had a reveal. We had Junior Benito, who I have as my name tonight. We had Tyler Knox, he's been there. Oh no, it was his first time in Mystery Wrestling. He's been big on the independent scene. We had the last gladiator, Scorpius, who looks like he's out of some, dude bros wet dream. And finally, a reigning legend there, Giant Tiger, who could not keep his pants on the entire match on purpose.
It was a mess. So now that you went through all the names, let's show these pictures.
Oh my God.
Just because of I am a perpetual middle schooler, of course I am rooting for clap them cheeks.
Of course. Junior Benito is such a good wrestler for being as young as he is. And he's one of Uno's students, so he's always there. He really took this match for most of it. He was keeping it rolling for the most part because we had back and forth. Giant Tiger would get hit once and be out for like 5 or 6 minutes on the outside because, I mean, the man can take a bump, but honestly, he was the comedy character. Scorpius and Tyler Knox had something running with each other where they were actually like kind of teaming up, even though Scorpius would call it the fact like, we're all against each other. What are you doing, Tyler? And then they do stuff together, trying to get things over on him. Honestly, they had such good physicality with each other, and it wasn't that anyone was bigger than each other. They were all good at like running through the thing, except for Tiger, running through what they needed to do to kind of make a standard, bog standard 4-way match. I did not think Tyler Knox was going to end up taking this, especially after, Giant Tiger went down with the pendulum thing right on top of them, got his basically a taint drop in the corner on both of them, and then, went from there to try to do it onto Benito. I honestly believe, like we've had a couple times in the Druid matches, we're going to have the comedy character win again, like the slowest mummy in the world back from Halloween. Who did you have, Mikey? Who did you have?
Like I said before, I was like, I thought this all four of them were fun, ranging from the comedy to everything. But listen, I clapped in cheeks all the way, like all the way. Like, I want to see more of him. I really do. I mean, listen, besides, the catchphrase alone, I was like, holy hell, he is phenomenal. And I was just like, here we go. Start putting him on other places. I want to see him start touring the world, like go on a world tour, do an excursion, if you will.
I think he's ready. I think he's definitely ready. And then also, I wished he would have washed his hands after slapping Giant Tiger's naked ass. But who knows?
I was just like, oh, that was the thing that happened. Good job, Mystery Wrestling.
Oh, God. But as I said, Tyler Knox takes the win out of nowhere, honestly. He just like quickly wraps up the match at one point, throwing everybody else off. I want to see Tyler Knox in Mystery Wrestling as well. I think that he might be fun to lock up with No Nonsense and see what happens with that, because I feel like he would fit that mold. I almost thought he was, what's the guy from the... I can't remember at this point. It's been a long day. He works with Dutch, but I can't remember his name right. Vincent. I thought he was Vincent from those guys to be able to like be in there. Yeah, it was crazy. I'm sorry, folks. It's been a long freaking day.
It's been a long day too. But random side note: if you're looking to see more righteous action, please go check out Defy, because they had a banger main event against Midnight Heat at Aeon a couple weeks ago. Yes.
They are our friend Jesse's favorite tag team, and they are amazing, and I'm sad I couldn't remember that. I feel bad because they do talk back to us. But we move on to match 7. We are moving through this quickly because this was the guest star match. We had Tyler Breeze taking on the guru of the hard cam, Psycho Mike. And honestly, they did the smartest thing at the top of this. A lot of talking. Mike comes over in his intro and reminds folks he's been diagnosed as a piece of shit. And Uno says, I have been told I have to say that too. It is important to this match because Psycho Mike has been basically a babyface for the last few months since accepting this and becoming this. And now knowing Tyler Breeze would get a chance, he has to work heel in this match. Mikey, did he take back the heel, or was this really a babyface versus babyface a fight for you?
You know what?
What?
I think this was, in a weird way, I feel like this was kind of a babyface, but like in the way of like tweener babyface, not pure like babyface.
Right.
Psycho Mike is just a lovable person and a lovable wrestler. Like, not only do the Mystery Wrestling fans love him, but when he pops up over in Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling too, like the MLP crowd is also behind Psycho Mike. And Psycho Mike this year has gotten to be a part of some really fun stuff. and I'm not saying it's the end all be all, but when you get to team with Billy Gunn of all people in like Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling, and then also get to work across like Josh Alexander and things like that, I was just like Canadian wrestling at its finest. But I'm gonna be so for real. I love Psycho Mike, but I'm an OG, Brazongo, like the Fashion Police, like from those back in the days. Still hold that they should have won the tag team championships at some point. But I will forever and a day love me some Tyler Breeze. I'm just like, you have been in this industry for so freaking long. I love it so much.
Well, and he changed himself to meet a standard that he was never going to meet. He's done so much for a lot of people. And then he calls Psycho Mike ugly. And Mike breaks down because he's used to be called a piece of shit. But it hurts him more to be called like full crying. He says he's going to leave. He wants to hug it out. Mikey, please tell me you guffawed when he got back in for the hug and does the John Cena face change while he's hugging Tyler Breeze to be the heel.
So it was amazing. I was just like, this is playing against the tropes on purpose, and I loved it.
Oh my God. And the big thing, we're going to talk about some of the moves in this. We'll talk about like the back and forth, but honestly, this worked more because Tyler was committed. Like he didn't have to be, but he was fully committed to the bit, helped out with it. And I don't know if you caught a couple times, he was so thrown by some stuff Psycho Mike did, he was corpsing in the ring. Like he was trying to hide that he was laughing. I don't like it was after he knocked him down once off the shoulder tackle and was looking down at him and he's just like guffawing at him, Mikey.
This was just pure fun. And I'm just like, oh man. Shout out. I love both of these guys. This was fun.
Oh, well, and then so let's do a couple of the highlight spots. Tyler kicking Psycho Mike, and then basically telling him that he's really not committed to what he's doing, and says, I forget what he said back to him. Psycho Mike goes, "You kiss your mama with that mouth?" And Tyler goes, "No, I kiss yours with it." Everyone goes, "Ooh." And Mike starts crying. Goes, "You're an ableist. You're such an ableist. I'm at a disadvantage."
I was laughing so hard. I was just like, the fact that we called someone ableist, I'm like, not in 2025 wrestling.
Well, and then we get the say you're sorry chants as well. Like the crowd was totally into it. I loved Mike taking Tyler off the turnbuckle out of the cocky pose. Now it didn't work out for him because he couldn't get the body slam. He's like, no, body slam. But that's a great move that I haven't seen off of that thing. I love that Mike was stealing stuff off of there. And oh God, Mikey, he got me. He got me with the fact that he was working heel. He's like, I'm not doing a body slam. Ask him, ref. Ask him. This is my new finisher, the chin lock, the rest hold. And he's holding it hard, and Breeze is selling it, and I'm just like, why? This is so good.
I love this. I was just like, Psycho Mike never changed, honestly.
Well, and he can't because so the ref, for all this was a one-on-one match, there was disqualification everywhere. The ref really wasn't calling anything. Psycho Mike pulls Breeze into a ripcord low blow, trying to win the match. And I haven't seen a ripcord low blow in a very long time. And Breeze ends up pulling it off. Breeze beats Psycho Mike with a ripcord super kick. Which, honestly, that's a perfect finisher for him. It should just be that from now on.
It just works so well. Like, I was just like, perfect.
I don't know, man. This honestly was my match of the night for the work that had happened. Psycho Mike in general, I will watch every match he does. Mike,
100%.
But Breeze, thank you, Breeze, for really sticking with it, working and putting this guy over, and actually understanding the bill, like understanding the brief of what to do. This is why Mystery Wrestling works. So thank you on that.
Thank you for sure, Mr. Tyler Breeze, and please come back. I want to see more of you here.
We need to see more. I mean, Canadian royalty, why not? As they were saying, he's now doing his first big excursion to the Indies and has worked for other people. And so bring him back multiple times. Him and Dalton Castle as a team would be hysterical up here.
God, I need that in my life right now.
We definitely do.
Also, good luck, Dalton. You're probably not going to win tomorrow, but good luck.
He's not going to win, but we hope. We can only hope. We pull for him here. Mikey, we come to the end of our matches, though. It is this is the thing I love with Mystery Wrestling too. It is quickly done. 2 hours in, out. Wonderful stuff. We have our main event that was set up earlier in the night. We have No Nonsense, who is Stu Grayson and James Stone, because Cruel, I think, is out. He's in either Defy or somewhere. He's somewhere else right now as one of the champions, right?
So I'm trying to think, because again, we're reviewing this a week later. So I'm trying to place the timeline of things. I believe he was in the middle of having his crazy ass match with Bear Bronson when all this was going down. And I do know earlier in the week he went up against, good old Brock Anderson in a bunkhouse match on MLW too. So Cruel's been a busy boy.
Therefore, can't be there for Stu Grayson and James Stone, but they're both a very formidable tag team. And we have, when they're finally announced, London Lightning and Storm Rider, Northern Thunder, which is great as a tag team name, but they're not alone. They wheel Jason Exile out to the ring because he's definitely alive. And this poor guy, how he doesn't sell being dead, how he can be so still, I give him props. That is such an amazing gimmick to have.
This is how you organically get over with folks.
And then you have Uno saying he's not cleared to compete. He shouldn't be here.
It was so ridiculous. I loved it.
The balds versus the hairs, also a great way to describe this, which is so much fun. This was a very good psychologically back and forth match with Storm Rider being the heavy on the team for Northern Thunder, kind of trying to deal with what they can with, No Nonsense. We had a couple of hiccups because of how small the ring is, where these guys are tall. So the tags didn't quite work. And I don't know about you, Mikey, about halfway through, I was wondering, are we going to see a turn here? Is London going to join No Nonsense? He seems to be not working as hard as he could be to help out, Storm. What's going on here? I was a little taken aback.
I don't want to say worried. Worried is not the correct term, because I actually would have been like, oh, this is a new dynamic that I'm kind of here for.
Mm-hmm.
I feel the way that I looked at it, from a character's perspective, I was just like, he says he loves mystery wrestling, but I was just like, you kind of have to feel that there's a little resentment after this, just a tiny bit, where over the last 6 months, his life has kind of been. And I think it's in the resentment in the way where it's not like, oh, he hates Evil Uno, but it's just for 6 months, losing that match made him lose the thing that he loves in this world, which is professional wrestling. And so he tried to fill that void with other jobs, but obviously he could never keep those jobs down.
No,
because he knows one thing, and that's to wrestle, and he loves mystery wrestling. So there's a slight resentment of not being able to do that for 6 months. But now he finds himself in this position. But I feel like he's oh, they actually let me work for free. I'm still a little mad. And then by the end of it, I was like, well, okay. I was just like, then you got into it. It was like, you got over it.
They had to. And I also enjoy that there was a couple of moments there where, at the beginning, where Storm was kind of taking it to both James and Stu. And Stu got up from it, was like, you could see the recognition on his face, oh, you're actually pretty good. He was smiling, but enjoying the matchup. So there's places this could go. Again, mystery wrestling with storylines, very strange. We have a lot of back and forth. Stu and James really taking the most out of these two. I loved the stereo sharpshooters we had going on, where they were trying to break together and almost both tapped. Very cool setup. And at the end, we have Northern Thunder getting the win after, oh my God, Stu Grayson's flying knee to Jason Exile in the back of the damn thing, knocking him out of the chair. How that man isn't dead. He is dead, but he's not dead. He's alive. It's crazy how he's taking those bumps. But, Mikey, we have a win for Northern Thunder, and they're getting the crap kicked out of them. And who comes to save the day? Cecil Nix helps them win, gets London the win, gets back in the ring. London's trying to go, sportsmanship, we'll do some sportsmanship, and puts his hand out, really shake my hand. And Cecil's like, no, I'm not going to do it. I can't. This storyline's still progressing. I love that London then tells Storm to turn around, don't cover your eyes, as if he's going to kiss him, because they've been kissing each other for the last, 6 months before this. And he goes for the hug that they've been calling for, and Cecil no-sells the hug. He rolls out, he leaves. The rivalry isn't over. Their stuff isn't done. This is going to drive someone to somewhere. I see No Nonsense getting one of these guys and taking them under their wing. It's going to be crazy.
I'm excited to see where this goes, honestly. I'm just like, we're developing storylines in mystery wrestling, which is kind of crazy to say.
It makes it real. But I will say this, Mikey. I wanted to ask, I mean, this is the end of the thing. We're done with it with Mystery Wrestling. Do we need a female representation in No Nonsense? Kind of like the Death Riders, like someone like Marina for the Death Riders.
That's a good question.
Because if you want to have like all these other women that are having, like they've sort of dabbled in comedy, but they haven't gone there with it. But you could have this No Nonsense beat 'em up that's going through and beating through all the women that come through.
Mm-hmm. I think maybe eventually, but right now I feel like maybe we need to solidify, like, okay, right now it's, London Lightning and his brother, and, him and Cecil has still got unfinished business in some capacity. And then, of course, you have No Nonsense. I feel like we need to develop that first before we start adding more people in here. But I would love to see, if we're going to do a whole year or just like the first half of 2026, like build up into this crazy thing where we get a reveal, be like, oh, we got more members now. This is crazy. I mean, there's also the possibility of what you can possibly add with, whoever's going to be involved when we go to Cardiff in January. To now we're getting international. They can call, like, people can call in favors. Like, this is going to get crazy.
We need Alex Windsor. It'd be
for
so
real,
much fun.
Alex Windsor.
But yes, Mikey is alluding to it there. They mentioned that the next shows that are happening for Mystery Wrestling are not next month. They're taking December off because one of their partners in their adventure is having a baby. And they knew this was coming. So they are taking it off for the holidays. They'll be back in Cardiff, Wales with 2 shows. One of them is being broadcast as Mystery Wrestling 21. I don't know if they're going to put the other one on Patreon. If they do, we're going to watch that too. Mikey, are you excited for a European tour?
Hell yeah, because that opens up the possibility. And I'm not saying that all the people that I watch on Progress or Rev Pro are going to make a appearance, but you just opened up the market to a whole plethora of, comedy British wrestlers to actual crazy British wrestlers. Like, I'm going to be so for real. I don't know if there's a working relationship with Progress and Rev Pro with Mystery Wrestling, or if they're just going to go British independent, but there are so many, like, not even independent. There are so many British wrestlers out there, both on the men and women's side. Oh. And of course, this is just a bucket list and a dream list. I don't know if it would ever happen, but I would love to see like a Rio of Rain, like just going from Progress, like, for the women's side, I would love to see a Session Moth Martina, a Rain Leverkusen, who's the current, and who knows, because we had Will Cruz, the Progress Atlas champion, I would have your women's champion come and defend that title in Cardiff.
You set the precedent, so why not? Let's have another title defended.
For reals. And again, Session Moth Martina, if you want to lean into the comedy aspect of things, like, it's... And then the men's side, don't even get me started. Like, you can have Derice. Like, I love man like Derice. Tate Mayfairs, if you want to go super serious. Like, Luke Jacobs is crazy. Like, there's just a possibility. And then even on the smaller British scenes, I was just like, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what that show looks like in January. And so while I'm bummed we're not getting a show in December, I'm happy for baby on boards, because that is always a blessing. And we love that here. But the anticipation is making me more excited.
I'm over the moon for them. And honestly, we might need a break from a lot of things. I'm sad it's Mystery Wrestling we had a break from, but it lets us breathe this holiday season as well. But Mikey, we've come to the end of another Mystery Wrestling. We've had some fun. We've laughed out loud. I don't know how else to say it. I enjoy the fact that we are taking the time to watch this stuff and put it out there. I hope you all are too. Mikey, thank you for allowing us to honestly just take this in and make it part of our schedule.
No, I mean, granted, when you came with me with the idea, I was just like, yeah, sure, we'll add to it. And then I was just like, oh God, I disagree to watch more wrestling than I already do. What did I do? But honestly, again, I feel that because you got me into mystery wrestling, and when you asked to put this on, the rotation of, post show breakdown, so to speak, for it, I'm glad that we did, because again, now that I'm being this last year alone, thanks to you and Andrew and Adolfo, like I have been exposed to so much more styles of types of wrestling that now when people ask me, what should I watch? I'm just like, it's now made me appreciate like all the different styles, from your major federations here in the States to supporting the independents in the States to opening, the different styles of wrestling around the world, and even comedy wrestling too. Like, it's really helped me this year expand my horizons, so to speak. And I'm super happy because yes, we do a lot here. Yes, I watch too much wrestling, but I'm so happy because now, since I'm such a fan of so many promotions, now it's made me a very content fan of wrestling. And in 2025, with how much is out there and how much amazing talent there is across the world, like I'm excited for 2026. And, and to be quite honest, it's kind of helped me, pushed me, like, because I sent out the form to all of you guys with, figuring out who's going to do what come 2026. And I was just like, I want to try to get a lot of these folks to start branching out to the international, because thanks to Andrew, I watch a lot. Thanks to him, I'm on the independents here in the US, but that pushed me to try out all the different international brands too. And I'm like, I want these guys to see what wrestling around the world looks like. So I'm excited that there's a lot of folks that want to give, Stardom and New Japan and Progress and Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling a try. So I'm excited to see what the rest of you guys want to be a part of, come 2026. Because I'm like, this is fantastic. And I'm glad that you guys offered me this, because now it's like pushing me to become more of a fun wrestling fan, and I'm enjoying it. So I got to thank you for it, because it's introduced me to more comedy wrestling, and even not just the comedy stuff, but like good independent Canadian wrestling too.
It's something that we can all aspire to. And Mikey, I accept your thanks, but it's honestly, you keep this together. So thank you for what you did there. But also thank you to Evil Uno for keeping this going and making the world of wrestling brighter in certain ways, because this has allowed us to have that breath from all the seriousness that a lot of the feds give you, or other things too. You are allowed to enjoy other aspects. And as a comedian, I fully respect all these guys for what they do for the art form and understanding the art form enough to be able to play with it. So that's all we've got here for us. Please go watch Mr. Wrestling 20 if you get a chance to. If you need a VOD code, reach out to your friends who have the Patreon. But honestly, the Patreon's not that bad. Go pay for their Patreon. Get their back catalog access. It's totally worth it. It really is. But for us here at BC WrestlePod, we really hope you enjoyed joining us here for the recap. I enjoyed having Mikey along. I haven't seen you in a couple weeks, so it's always great. But we love that you're part of our family here. We hope that you'll join us for more of our stuff the rest of the week, because Mikey's going to put it up again, what our schedule is, because we have so much more stuff to go over this week.
Jeez, it still never ends. So in about 30 minutes or so, I will be back here doing a quick review for Progress Wrestling Vendetta 3, where we are getting lots of more British talent and British wrestling in Progress. My mind was blown because we got a major return in Progress Wrestling that is part of probably one of Progress's most iconic feuds in the 21st century, which was crazy. And then also, some new characters. We are also now getting lots of excursion folks coming over from Pro Wrestling Noah as well in Progress. So I'm breaking all of that down tonight as I cover Progress Chapter 187, Vendetta 3, which is going to lead us into our final show this year, which is Unboxing the Search for Socks. Yes, no announcement, no official announcements on the card. It's all going to be a surprise. And if it was anything like last year's unboxing, it is a wild time where anybody can show up, from a Trent Seven to a Vikingo. It is wild out here.
It's ridiculous. It's so good.
It is. And then, of course, to round out the weekend, Saturday morning, I will be here along with Benny as we cover as we do our review for Ring of Honor's final battle, in which there's a lot of going down. We have a survival of the fittest for the World Championship. So Bandito has to fight off Hechicero, Sammy Guevara, Commander, Beast Mortals, and Blake Christian in a survival of the fittest match. So that match is going to go wild. We're going to crown our inaugural women's pure champion at Final Battle. So while we've had some beef with how long this tournament has taken, we have made it to the finals, and it is either going to be Billy Starks or Deonna Purrazzo who is going to be our inaugural pure champion. Nigel McGuinness and Tyga style Lee Moriarty are going down for a 30-minute Iron Man match, and I'm crying of tears of happiness for it. There's just a whole lot. So that all goes down Saturday morning, and then Sunday evening, the WWE boy, well, Sunday morning actually / afternoon for the East Coasters, we will be going over Survivor Series and talking about Raw and SmackDown, which is going to lead us into another crazy week because even though we got lots of post-show breakdowns for pay-per-views, it also continues next week because we have Final Resolution, Deadline, and then, leading all up to Worlds. And it is good. And of course, one of my favorite things I'm looking forward to, Sunday, December 21st. Mark it in your calendars, y'all. The end of the year podcast is upon us once again. It is the most chaotic show that we do here at BC Wrestle Pod. And I'm super excited because not only do I have some of my boys here at BC Wrestle Pod, but I'm bringing on the friends we made along the way this year. So I'm trying to convince Nick and Nikki to pop on for a little bit. And then the boys over at If We Had the Pencil podcast, Sean and Matt, who I made friends with as well, will be popping on over as well. So we're starting our own conglomeration.
I was going to say, are they making the PowerPoints that we're all supposed to make now because Adolfo made us look bad last year?
Well, I mean, hey, I was the one that did all the PowerPoints last year. That took me hours to do. But I made it look pretty. And, Jesse, Minnie, and the others of us that were able to show up last year had a great time.
Oh, yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I got to get my stuff in for that still, I think.
I haven't sent that form out quite yet, but it will be popping up next week because the form I did send out was like, hey, are you returning to 2026? Let me know.
No, never. I'm your international correspondent next year, man. Come on.
That's very true. So, yeah, I'm just waiting on a couple more boys to fill it out because then I can start. Because already I was just like, oh, my God, it's not just me and covering all these international shows anymore.
But that's more behind the scenes for you here. For tonight, for Mystery Wrestling, thank you for joining us all here. Thank you for giving what you can. Again, buy our merch. If you have a chance to drop a like and a subscribe, I'd really, really appreciate that too. But in general, just thank you for being your Bi-Conic selves, because with your Bi-Conic, we're Bi-Conic, and we'll see you on the next one.